Well, hello everybody, it's Rose, and I am just about to start the kitting up process for the Golden Moon Fairy. Now this is one of a series of moon fairies that I've purchased. I have the Gold Moon Fairy, I have the Blue Moon Fairy, I have the Rainbow Moon Fairy, I think I have the White Moon Fairy. And I'm considering getting the Black Moon Fairy, but I'm just thinking that might be way too many 37.99s and 310s, and I don't know. I just don't know if I'm ready for a night like a Black Moon Fairy at this point. But I also wanted to just show you. I started working on my crystal rose mask last night. And so I got the first strip of, I guess it's about 3 inches. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 2.5 inches. Got the first strip done, and it's looking pretty interesting. It's super, super sparkly, which is, you know, the reason I buy the crystal drill diamond paintings. So this is a pebble drill from the Laoji Yuan store. And the way I work on these diamond paintings is I do the first 9 inches from the top, and then I turn it around when I get 9 inches done, and then I work the rest of it. That way I don't have any of the diamond painting hanging over the end of the table with drills on it that I will be leaning against. I don't care about leaning against a canvas that has no drills on it, but I don't want to be leaning against a canvas that has drills. So that's why I only do 9 inches this way and then flip it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove it. Well, no, I'm not. Nope, I'm not. Nope. I'm going to leave it there, actually. What I'm going to do is put the okay, so I bought this cutting mat, and as I mentioned when I did the unboxing for it, I bought the cutting mat primarily to lay down on top of works in progress so that they would be protected. I think I have to turn it the other way. So that they would be protected while I worked on a second diamond painting. So this way I can always have a diamond painting and then a stiff, protective other layer, and then another diamond painting. So I use my silicone baking mat to make sure that the diamond painting on top won't slip around. And then underneath here, and I know you can't see this, but underneath here I have the Golden Moon Fairy, and I'll just show you, oops, I will just show you the thumbnail. So it's a 50 by 60, it's a little bit smaller size. I'll turn the flash on for a moment. It's a 50 by 60, slightly smaller size than I usually work with. I usually like the 60 by 80s, but that's okay. And I didn't want to do anything that was going to be too humongous for my dad's place. This is for my father because he likes pretty ladies. So, so I'm going to do a pretty lady for him. Okay, so I'm just going to set this up with the top of the painting at the bottom. And I don't know, some of you might have watched when I did the unboxing, or not the unboxing, when I did the, I went to IKEA and I bought a whole bunch of stuff at IKEA for my diamond painting. So accessories for diamond painting. This is their shelf liner or drawer liner, like cutlery drawers and things like that, pot drawers. And I just bought a strip of that. And what I'm doing is I'm laying it on top of the crystal diamond painting so that it provides a little bit of a cushion and also a little bit of non-slip between that diamond painting and the green cutting mat, because I don't want to be damaging one diamond painting while I'm working on another one. Okay, so I know that this is not visually terribly interesting to you. We're going to try and fix that very soon, and I'm going to do the organizing for the diamond painting. So just before we get to that, this is just the setup I've got for the drills for the crystal rose mask. I didn't even bother putting cardboard in the bags to stand them up better because there's only 17 colors for the crystal rose map, and there's a fair amount of color blocking, so I'm not fussed about, you know, having trouble getting into this and bags getting lost. So anyway, so that's what's going on with that. So I'll just set that aside for now. And what I have for the other one is this Tic Tac container thing that I bought that came broken. So it came broken with both of these things broken off. So I won't actually be able to travel with it or anything, but it doesn't really matter that much. I just will be storing this away. Okay. So where did I put my drills? There they are. Okay, so this is my bag of drills for the Golden Moon Fairy. I'm just going to bring you down a little bit closer now so that you can see. And I think, just to make sure that I don't run out of juice while I'm videotaping. So I've just connected the battery to my phone so that I can be assured that I won't run out of juice while I'm doing this organizing. Okay, so I've never used these before. It's the first time for everything, right? I don't know if those are in view or not, but you'll see the important stuff. All right, so the canvas only has one legend on it. So what I'm going to do is, I think I have the original of this that has all the colors for the codes. I'm going to get that. Okay, and I'll just show you, this is the ordering information. I can't remember if I actually ordered all this before I started my YouTube channel. So just in case I didn't, it's from the Drill Shiny official store on AliExpress. I paid $20.40 US for it. This was one of my very first purchases from AliExpress, and I didn't realize that you could switch the currency to Canadian. So yeah, it was $27.08 Canadian when the exchange was done on my PayPal account. On my PayPal or on my credit card, I don't know which. Okay, so this is my inventory sheet, my diamond paintings inventory sheet, and I just keep that in my binder with all my other diamond painting, like the photos of all my diamond paintings, and then I move them from one section to another, from order to ready to start, from ready to start to in progress. So it's just in the in progress section. Okay, and the other thing I did was I marked it as started today, June 13th. Oh, okay, I did actually record a video for the unboxing of this, and I'll link it up in the corner because I used to do this to be my little cheat sheet. So, okay, so here we go. Let me start cutting. And I do have a Xyron sticker maker. I don't know if I'm going to use it for this. I might. We'll see. Okay, I don't know. Some people might keep these sheets, but I don't really care that much. For me, their value is, oops, I paused my whatever I was watching. The value of these for me is that I can cut them up to use as the labels on my diamond painting containers. All right. So this essentially is garbage, but I won't throw it out just yet. I don't care about the number. There's 38 colors, which is the important thing for me to know. Okay, so I don't like, I'm going to bring you down a little bit. I don't like all this big space in here. So what I do, because I want the symbol to be right beside the DMC number, so I fold this back so that the DMC number is just showing, well, the largest DMC number. And then fold it again so that there, the DMC is immediately next to the symbol that appears on the canvas. There we go. And now I just need some tape. Where's my tape? I was using tape for something. Okay. My other tape dispenser is on my coffee table because I've been using it for my unboxings. So, all right. So now I just tape this down here. And I have done this before where I didn't tape it down and I regretted it because, anyway, then you've got like a little tab that sticks up. Anyway, so this is just fine. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect or anything. It's just a tiny bit for the 5 here, so there we go. All right, so now I've got a strip. Let me get my Xyron out. And I keep it in its original box because what the heck. So I had a problem. There was some stickiness and the Xyron wasn't working properly. So, okay. So I'm just about ready to make the stickers. I don't want to waste any of the Xyron tape. So what I do is I find the place that is right in halfway along and cut. Okay, and then it just so happens that these will fit in here nicely, side by side. There we go. Just like that. All right. Now, let's pull these through. Whoops. One of them's coming through better than the other. All right. There we go. And I'm not going to tear it. I'm just going to cut it. There we go. Perfect. All right. Now I put the Xyron away. Don't need that anymore. So now we just rub to get the adhesive onto the back of this thing. Come on. I think it's better if I rub on hard surface. And what am I going to rub with? There we go. All right, I'm not sure if, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh well. All right, let's do it again. Here we go. So I'm just using my trash tray. Okay, so some of this doesn't have adhesive on the back. That's okay. All right. I should have, anyway, I had a defective bit of roll, so it doesn't matter that much. What am I going to do now? So since I've never used these before, I'm not quite sure what the best way is to display them, because I don't think I want to have do I want to put the labels on the top? Not really. Yeah, I'll put the labels on the top. What the heck? I don't know. I could put the labels on the top, but they'll cover. No, I'm not going to put the labels on the top. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move a lot of these out of here so that I can lay down the ones that I'm going to use. And then I will be able to put the labels on the long side of these. Okay, so now I have my plan. So here we go. Got the scissors upside down. All right. I'm going to bring you down a little bit more so that you can see more closely what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's do those first three. And I gotta tell you, I'm not sure that I love the adhesive on the Xyron. Now I have the permanent adhesive in here. Oops. Everything's falling. Okay. Whoops. Nope, that didn't work. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get there we go. Nope. The paper actually split in half thin ways. So I have to get my nail underneath an edge here. There we go. Oh. This is not ideal. There we go. All right. So 918. 931. And I want the label on the side that has the opening. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't, for the life of me, know what it is. This is only about the third time I've used the Xyron. This must be super frustrating for some of you who are saying, no, that's not how you do it. But I don't know. Anyway, whatever works. So this will go faster once I get into it. There's absolutely no forgiveness here because I used the full width. Oh shoot. I used the full width of the sticker paper and so forth. You know what? I am so inept at this. I may not actually show it. Okay, so that's 76. And you see how these are not sticking at all here? That's okay, I'll just tape those on. All right, so I gotta get my fingernail under here. All right, I'm gonna just fast forward through all of this because this is painful. I don't think I'm good. Okay, so I'm not going to show all of this. I'm just going to show you the completed labels on the containers because this is just, it's making me crazy. All right. Oopsie. All right. Okay, so I have now labeled all of my containers. Here they are. And now I have to fill them. Get rid of the tape. What else don't I need? I don't need a whole bunch of things. And I know I've heard a bag of drills fall out of my stash bag. Okay, so I've got all my drills now. And now it's just a case of filling the containers. All right, we'll start with this one. Now I put it in a baggie because there were loose drills. So I need to get I used this as just sort of like a safety valve. Not a safety valve, but just to help make sure that I don't spill drills all over the place. So I lay my tray in there. And I'm just going to put these here for now because I don't know which one of them is broken. All right, so we'll set this aside. And I want to make sure that you're going to be able to see my hands and so forth. Okay, so this color is, what color is this? $433. Okay, so let's pop off this top here. I don't know how easy these are going to be to fill. Okay, maybe not too bad. Maybe not too bad. Oh, but you know what? I don't want to use the big boat to fill them. I know a lot of people really like these containers, but I find them a little bit fussy to use. So I'm only using it this time because my Doris Elizabeth Ward containers are full. I haven't unkitted the Japanese princess yet. I just finished working on it yesterday. Yesterday? No, the day before yesterday. Well, yeah, yesterday. I finished at 3 in the morning. So, or 3:30 in the morning or something like that. So somewhere here I have a ripped bag. Okay, I found it. So we'll just take care of this one now. Okay, so yeah, so I haven't shot the post-completion video yet for the Japanese princess. And so, okay, these are weird bags. This is, I think, the only thing I've ever ordered from the Drill Shiny store. Or the Drill Shiny official store. And I've never seen bags of drills quite like this. Now, I also do not know just how many drills fit in these little containers. So we're going to find out. I'm going to put that there. Yeah, okay. So the handle has a purpose. I don't think they're as big as an Elizabeth Ward. Because Elizabeth Ward holds about 5 bags, comfortably, 6 bags, like just completely full up to the top. So let's see, this is actually not a good one to count with because that first bag, I don't think I have all the drills yet. So we'll figure it out with the next one. Okay. There we go. I'm not going to try to fill it any more than that. And I want this to open in the direction that I have the label pointing up. Okay, so these I will put aside. What's next? Once I get into a groove for this, I'll be able to talk and catch you up on what's been going on. Put the flash on again so you can see better. Okay, $7.79. And I hopefully will be able to fit all 4 of these bags in there. I'm only going to do one at a time because if I'm going to be spilling drills, I don't want to be spilling multiple bags of drills. I just don't. So, okay. So what's been going on with me? I think my last drill and chat was before I went to London for my dad's 90th birthday. So that was, his birthday was May 15th. And so I went up on the Saturday before that. And I had just had my sleep assessment done at the hospital on the Thursday before I went. I don't remember dates now. But anyway, I'd had my sleep assessment done and so I was pretty glad about that because my doctors have said they are not going to sign me off as fit for work until they understand why I am not sleeping anywhere near as much as apparently a normal human being has to sleep to have a good life. I put that on backwards. Okay, let's try and get this off again. I don't want to rip the top. Okay, there we go. The pour spout out, so there we go. All right. Yeah, so they're not going to sign off on me being fit to return to work, which I will never return to work, but I will either retire or continue on disability until, depending on, what they say. So if they eventually pronounce me fit to return to work, I will, at that point, retire. And until they do that, I have to do a cost-benefit analysis to see whether I should just go ahead and retire now, even though I'm still on disability, or stay on disability as long as possible. Because even though I'm getting 70% of my salary on disability, but all of my benefits My benefits continue. My my supplementary health benefits, dental, pension, accidental death and dismemberment, all of that stuff. All of my benefits continue while I'm on disability, but I have to pay for them when I get off disability. Like I have to pay both the employer's portion and the employee's portion. And that's going to be a fair chunk of my salary. It could be, 20% of my, 20 or more percent of my salary. And I'll be paying that with post-retirement income. So, it's going to be I have to do some numbers to figure out, should I just go ahead and retire now and be done with insurance, like disability insurance, or should I wait and get the most out of my disability insurance? I need some help figuring that out. So I'll probably have to consult with somebody who specializes in compensation to see, what the optimal retirement date for me will be. So, because at this point, I know I'm never going to go back. That place, it's making people crazy sick, and it's just not a good environment. There's something like 20% of the executive cadre in the government, the federal government of Canada, which is where I worked, are off on sick leave. So what that means is that for all the executives who are left, they're doing their job and more. Everybody can do that for a little while, but this has been going on for a very long time. And that's not sustainable for a very long time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, these containers are a little bit smaller. Anyway, so the sleep assessment, because I sleep usually, 3 to 5 hours a night, and they tell me that's not, 977. 977, there we go. And they tell me that that's not enough for a human being to function properly. So not for month after month and year after year. And this has been going on for a number of years now. So they said that, that certainly explains why my resilience, why my stress resistance was impaired at work. And that's because I had no, I wasn't getting the sleep I needed to make me more resilient to stress. Anyway, so all that to say, I had the sleep assessment. And then because I had not had very much sleep the night of the sleep assessment, I decided instead of driving on the Friday as I had originally intended, I would drive on the Saturday and, be rested and well and have a safer drive because, I did not want to have an accident on the way to London. Anyway, so traffic, even though it was the long weekend, it was the Canada Day weekend. It's our first big weekend of the summer here in Canada. It's the Canada Day weekend, and not the Canada Day weekend, the Victoria Day. Queen celebrates Queen Victoria's birthday. It's the third Monday in May. Anyway, so it was the first big weekend of the year. We really needed a good celebratory weekend because, oh shoot, I just spilled. Okay, because Canadian winters are bad. They're really bad. Okay, so I have to clean up all these drills that spilled. So that's another reason why I like to have my silicone baking mat here, because it keeps drills from sliding off and it keeps drills from bouncing off because it's kind of soft. All right, I want to make sure that doesn't fall again. Oh, and I see a stray here. It's a 356. So we'll put it in with the 356s in a minute. Yeah, anyway, so drove up to London. The driving was good. I drove up, when did I drive? Wait a minute. My timeline is completely messed up. I did not go up the Canada Day, the Victoria Day weekend. I drove up the weekend before the Victoria Day weekend. So there was just normal weekend traffic on the highway. And so yeah, it was not too bad. Anyway, so I got there and had a really good visit with my dad, my stepmother, and so forth. Visited with my sister one day. Spent a lot of time with my sister-in-law, Katie, my ex-husband's sister, and her son, Jonah, who is now over 6 months old. Shocker. No, 5 months. 5 months? December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, he's 5 months. 5.5 months now. Almost 5.5 months. Anyway, so spent a lot of time with her. And my dad's birthday was on the Wednesday of that week. And so my sister and I took him out for his birthday. And it took him and his wife out for his birthday. But then he refused to let us pay. He's really stubborn that way. He will not let anybody pay for dinner when he's out with people. I don't know why, but it's just his thing. He has to be the one who pays. Anyway, so we didn't want to have a fight with him on his birthday, and there's just no sense arguing with my dad about something like that. So we enjoyed his birthday lunch on him. Yeah, so that was good. And I had texted my nephew and my daughter and my brother just to remind them that it was Dad's 90th birthday, so that they, in case they didn't have it in their calendars, they would then be able to remember to call him. Because, 90th birthday and all. So my daughter called right away. My brother called very shortly thereafter. I think I can fit 5 of them in. So for 3770, okay, I'll try to fit 5 in. And I'm going to try and do this differently. I'm going to put this in there. Yeah, that'll fit. Okay. My brother called as well to talk to my dad. My sister. That might not work so well. Okay. I'll just do this like this. Okay. And put it in there tight so that it, this is different packaging than the other ones. Okay. I always find it a little bit strange when a company sends drills that have been packaged differently for different colors, because that suggests to me they have different sources for their drills, and so you can't be assured of consistent quality, which for me is a big deal. For me, the most important thing is drill quality. I mean, canvas quality, yes, it's very, very important. And, we don't like rivers and we don't like stuff like that. I still have never come across a canvas that had bad glue. So, for me, bad glue has never been an issue. I've never had a canvas that I had trouble reading the symbols on the canvas. So for me, it's all about the drills. And I have had quite a number of diamond paintings that have had bad drills. And that's no fun. And diamond painting is supposed to be fun and relaxing. And if you're cursing to yourself or to the company under your breath, that's not very relaxing. Oh my goodness. Am I going to be able to fit that in there? Yeah, I'll try. Okay. Is that 4/5 full? We'll see. We'll see. Big question. Will 5 bags fit? Yes, 5 bags will fit. Excellent. Okay. I don't like overfilling containers though. So there's just some trash from another one. So I'm not going to fill them all with 5 bags. Oh, and then what you have to do is shake them a little bit to get the 3770. 3770. Yeah, that's where that goes. Okay. Yes, so my brother called, my daughter called, my nephew, who lives in London and who never sees my dad, except at, holidays and stuff like that, because he never calls, he never goes to see him, nothing like that. My nephew did not call my father. And so I was kind of pissed off about that, because it's the least he can do. It's his 90th birthday, for God's sake. So anyway, so I was a little miffed about that. And then I went to an appointment with my father at the hospital on the Friday of that week, so 2 days after his 90th birthday. He had an endoscopy done because some of you might remember from previous drill-in chats that my father, starting around New Year's, lost his appetite, and he was having a great deal of trouble eating. Like, he couldn't force himself to eat most things, and he lost 32 pounds in about, 3 months with no reason. And he'd go see his doctor, and his doctor didn't seem very concerned. I firmly believe that there is a bias against the elderly in the healthcare system. It's just happened to too many people, including my father, that they don't seem to get their their concerns taken care of in the same way as younger people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, so I went to the hospital with him and Anne because Anne, his wife, can't drive. That's another story that I've told before. And so that he needed to have a driver, but that also was, one of the reasons that I picked. I would have gone down to London that week, even if it hadn't been his birthday, because I wanted to be there for the hospital appointment. Anyway, so we did this, and we went in, and we were sitting in the waiting room for a couple of hours waiting for him, and I saw, as people finished their endoscopies or whatever their tests were that they were having done there. They had gone in one door from the waiting room into the treatment area or the testing area, and then they came back into the waiting room from the other door. Well, when my dad was finished his test, we were called, my stepmom and I were called into the area by a nurse. And it's like, as soon as we were asked to go in, I thought, yeah, this is not going to be good. And so we got met by this doctor. I tell you, she could have been a runway model. She was absolutely stunning, tall, thin, beautiful hair down, almost more than halfway down her back. And these gorgeous ringlets. Anyway, she was just stunning. She introduced herself as, "Hello, I'm Melissa," and I thought, oh, she's being very, very warm with us. Bedside manner, great, but why are we talking to the doctor when nobody else did? Well, we quickly found out why, and the reason why is because she had found something. Called it an ulcerative mass, where his stomach and small intestine, stomach opens up into the small intestine. I don't know if it was in the small intestine or in the stomach, but she said, it's an ulcerative mass. I took a number of biopsies. It'll take about 10 days to get those results, but I'm telling you, I think it's cancer. And so I heard that, and I'm like, I whip my head around to look at my dad. 3866. Oh, wait a minute. 815. 815 goes on the other side. 3866. Okay. I turned my head to look at my dad to see how's he reacting, and his wife was sitting beside him. So, then I look at her to see how's she reacting, because, I didn't know if they had sort of suspected that it might be cancer. That was what was going through my mind, because you don't just lose your appetite for no good reason. And even though this had happened to him about 15 years ago, the same thing, and he also lost, at that time, I think he lost more than 30 pounds. It just resolved itself. He went on, I don't know, some antidepressant or something like that, and his appetite came back almost instantly after starting the medication. And so, and then he never had the problem again. He stopped taking the antidepressant because, he wasn't depressed. But his appetite came back right away. His appetite came back full force, and he was fine for the next, 15 years. So, I wondered, they might have suspected that there was something more going on. I mean, he's 90, right? I looked at them, and they were both completely calm. There was no, nothing happening. And I thought, okay, they're super calm. That's good. So they've steeled themselves for this. And, from here on, we just work on doing whatever it takes to make my dad better, and to do whatever's necessary to improve his chances for survival. And we don't know, if it is cancer, we don't know yet what kind of cancer it is. So maybe it's a slow-growing cancer that's not going to cause him any problems. I know nothing about cancer because my father is the first person in my family to have cancer. This is completely uncharted territory for my family. Anyway, so we go back home. They weren't talking about it, so I didn't talk about it either. I just thought, okay, we will, we'll just sort of play it easy, and we'll just play it easy. And, I'm not going to stress about it, and if they want to be calm about it, we'll all be calm about it. Because I figured there's no reason to get all, upset and all that stuff anyway. It is what it is, and now we just deal with treatment and making my dad healthier. And, and first wait for the actual diagnosis. So there was that. So I called my sister and my brother right after the appointment, after the test was done, the endoscopy, and told them what the doctor told me. And, told them, hey, they're being super chill about this. So my plan is to be super chill about this. I'm not going to, run around like my hair's on fire, because they don't seem to be overly stressed about it. So great. And meanwhile, my stepmother and father had planned a birthday party for him. And my daughter was going to do it, but I guess they got to it first. Anyway, so they planned a birthday party, and they were just taking the family. So about 38 people confirmed they would be going to dinner at the Mandarin restaurant. It's this all-you-can-eat buffet place. My dad and stepmother really like it. And it was just a chance for him to be with his family, to celebrate a big milestone. And so that was pretty exciting. That was for the Sunday. Can't remember what date that was. But anyway, it was the Sunday. 3773. Here we go. And so we got to the restaurant about 10 minutes before our dinner reservations, because since we were almost 40 people, they accepted reservations. They usually don't. And we had a whole big room to ourselves. And anyway, so we got there 10 to 4. Everybody else, almost everybody else, showed up at 4. Right on the dot. Like there was this mass of people that entered the room at 4 o'clock. And notable by their absence were my sister, her husband, my nephew, and his girlfriend. So, we waited a while. We waited probably half an hour because I kept thinking they're going to show up. They're going to show up. Anyway, my sister, I finally phoned her and said, like, where are you? And she said, we're in the parking lot. We just arrived. And I said, okay. So great. So she comes in with her husband. And I said to her, like, well, where's your son? Where's my nephew? And who I'm not going to name because I'm mad at him right now. Anyway, she said, oh, didn't he call? It's his girlfriend's birthday today. And I knew that. It's his girlfriend's birthday today. And they invited a friend from out of town. So, he was going to stop by Dad's house before the party. And I said, well, he didn't call and he didn't stop by. And so I was really upset because my dad was so excited about having the entire family together, people who he doesn't see more than, some people he doesn't see more than once a year. And so he was so excited to have everybody together because even though he sees everybody once a year, we don't see each other once a year necessarily. There were people who came who I had not seen for 4 or 5 years. Some people I hadn't seen for longer. Anyway, my stepmother's niece from Calgary came with her husband and one of her sons. She was in town that weekend to see her father, who's ill, but she took time out from a short weekend. Well, it was this was the Victoria Day weekend now, but she only had 3 days with her father because she was leaving on the Monday. She had to be back to work on Tuesday, and she had arrived on Saturday. She only had 3 days with her father, who is really, really ill, and she took 3 hours out, 3 or 4 hours, whatever, out from a precious weekend with her very sick father to come and celebrate my dad's birthday. My nephew didn't do that. Didn't take, the 2 or 3 hours. His girlfriend, he and his girlfriend were welcome, and my dad had said to everybody, you can bring anybody you want. So their friend would have been welcome as well. But no, he didn't bother calling, and he didn't come. So I'm really, really not happy about that. I just think that is so disrespectful. So disrespectful of a man who loves him to death. Anyway, so the weekend kind of ended, like the week that I was there, because that was on the Sunday, and then the Monday was the holiday. My daughter, of course, had the Monday off, but she and I had plans because she lives in Kitchener, so she'd come for the weekend. And so I drove her back to Kitchener on Sunday night, a few hours after the party. My brother had come from Toronto. We had all gone back to my dad's place, and my daughter had made a birthday cake for him. And anyway, we just had like an immediate family celebration. And it was really nice. One of my nieces came. The other one, she couldn't. She had something that was, she just could not get out of. I completely understand that. She would have come. I'm sure she would have come. But her parents had driven her to Montreal on, I think, the Saturday for this thing that she had to do. They'd driven from Toronto to Montreal on Saturday, and then they drove back Saturday night, or they drove up on Friday, I don't know. Anyway, they drove back from Montreal to London, which is probably like an 8-hour drive, 9-hour drive, so that, you know, they could all be at this party. Anyway, so I really appreciated that. My cousins came with their spouses and often their kids. Not all of their kids came, but, you know, a bunch of the cousins' kids came. So that was nice. And it was nice for me because I hadn't seen them for a long time. Anyway, it was just a really nice time. It's a shame my nephew wasn't there. So went back. So anyway, so that was the end of my time in London, and then went back to Kitchener with my daughter, and we I don't know what we did that night. Sunday night. No, we got home late, so I think we just went to bed. But the next day we went out for brunch, which was lovely, and then we'd had plans to go see Captain Marvel. Not Captain Marvel. I've seen Captain Marvel 3 times. I think I saw it once with her. We had made plans to go see Avengers and Endgame because I hadn't seen it yet. She has seen it 3 times already, but she was happy to go see it one more time. And so I was looking forward to that. But we didn't buy our tickets in advance, and when we got to the theater, even though we went to the earliest show of the day, the theater was sold out. So we weren't actually able to watch it, so we went back to her place and watched John Wick #1 on Netflix, because I thought I hadn't seen it, but then as soon as it started playing, it's like, oh yeah, I remember this. I must have seen a preview. Oh, I remember this. I wonder if that was in the preview. And finally I realized, no, I saw the movie. I just forgot that I had seen the movie. Anyway, so we had a good day. I can't remember what we did for dinner that night. I think we ordered out. We got shawarma because I had a craving for shawarma. I stayed on my diet the whole weekend, or the whole week that I was away, the 10 days that I was away, except for my dad's birthday weekend. So the Sunday, the Monday, and the Tuesday when I was driving back home, I didn't bother with the diet. So I did pretty well. I came back and I think I'd lost a pound or 2. Anyway, maybe not 2, but anyway. Okay, so I won't be able to, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I can put them all in there. Okay, 38.65. Yeah, so anyway, so I had a good time with my daughter. It's always nice to see her, and we got caught up on everything that's going on. There's a lot more going on with her than there is with me, just because, you know, I'm not the 27-year-old who has like a life full of, you know, all sorts of exciting things and work. I spend a lot of time with my friends and stuff like that, but I actually have a pretty good social life, so I have nothing to complain about. I don't think comparatively that I'm in any worse shape than my daughter, social life wise. It's just that, you know, we do different things. She does more exciting things with her social life than I do. But that's what you get when you got 30 years difference. Yeah, so anyway, so that was nice. But then I came home on the Tuesday and I was just brooding about, you know, my nephew being disrespectful in not showing up at the party and just how inconsiderate. And my daughter contacted him by text and said, you know, what's with you not showing up at the party? And he said, oh, I was so sick. I was sick in bed I couldn't come, I was too sick. Now, she and I had both heard my sister tell us that the reason he wasn't there was because they had this friend from out of town and they were celebrating his girlfriend's birthday. And, you know, I knew that it was her birthday because we celebrated her birthday in the past, because it's so close to my dad's. So, you know, in the past we've had joint celebrations for their birthdays. Anyway, he didn't mention anything about his friend. He didn't mention anything else. He just said he was really sick. He was far too sick to be able to go. And my daughter texted back to him, well, I suppose that's okay if you were in a coma, but there is no excuse for you not to call unless you were in a coma. Like, which I thought was really fairly sharp. And yeah, so I was proud of her for just letting him know that what he did was not cool. Anyway, so that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth for the visit, because otherwise it was just perfect. He was so happy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to overfill it because I'm going to have to refill it many times, so, well, at least a couple of times. Yeah, so anyway, so there was that. And so yeah, I had this, I was kind of just not feeling happy when I came back, just because of the diagnosis and because of, you know, the whole nephew thing. And maybe the nephew thing wouldn't have bothered me as much if it hadn't been for the diagnosis. Well, preliminary diagnosis. Anyway, maybe I wouldn't have been as fussed about it. But anyway, I was very fussed about it. And I haven't told my sister how upset I was, but anyway, and I don't think I will, because what good would it do? Anyway, there you go. So I don't think I saw anybody the first week I was back. So that was the week of, I guess, May 20th. So 2 weeks ago. And I just didn't want to see anybody. I really didn't. I think I might have had a couple of appointments or things that I had to do, but other than that, no. I just laid low. I did a lot of diamond painting unboxings because, holy smokes, I came back and I think I had about 10 diamond paintings that had arrived. I had made a few orders of multiple diamond paintings from Alibaba. No, not from Alibaba. From AliExpress and Amazon. And so a whole bunch of packages had come. And so I spent a few days doing nothing but unboxing videos. And I've still got 1, 2, 3, 4 packages, I think, to unbox. So anyway, I'll do that in the next couple of days. The light hasn't been good because it's been very, very rainy and overcast. And I like to record the unboxing videos when it's sunny out, because I don't have, fancy lighting for video. And so I depend on sunlight. And the lighting in my condo is unhappy. It's the one thing I really don't like about my condo. So at some point I might replace all of the lighting, but I haven't done that yet. So anyway, so I need good bright sunlight to record the unboxings and so forth. So yeah. And also because I've just been so pissed off. I didn't want to do a drill and chat because I just thought I'm just going to be negative and I don't want to be negative. So anyway, so I'm venting my spleen right now to you about, my displeasure with the whole not you know, just ghosting my dad, essentially, by my nephew. And he's ghosted all of us. Like, I text him, he doesn't answer. My dad calls him, he doesn't, like, not only does he not answer, he does not acknowledge that he got a text. My dad doesn't do text. He just phones, but he'll phone and he never gets a call back. Never. And I do not understand why. I just don't understand why. Anyway, my dad's never done anything to my nephew to, you know, offend him or anything like that. I do not understand why my nephew's being this way. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say about that. Yeah, so this is my first time just talking to you guys and filling you in on stuff for 3 weeks, I guess. Over 3 weeks. Just simply because it's hard to do it in London because my dad is hard of hearing. And so he blasts the television set. It is so crazy loud. And so there's just no way to record a video. Wow, that 815, that's super sparkly. These gems or these diamonds are really, really sparkly. Okay. Yeah. So what have I done since I got back? I went to see a movie with my friend Sandy last week. That's the first movie I've been to see for a little while. And I cannot it was just on Thursday. And neither he nor I can, for the life of us, remember what it's called without looking it up. But I'm trying to remember what the heck was it about. It was a comedy, and I laughed. Oh well, doesn't really matter what it was about. I'll look it up and I'll put the name of it here. And we're going to see Avengers Endgame together on Wednesday. And my friend Paul got in touch with me, and we're going to see a show at the National Arts Centre. So it's the National Arts Centre Orchestra, like Canada's National Orchestra, with Cirque du Soleil. So that is going to be interesting. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that, and he always buys the tickets for the NEC, so I always take him out for dinner beforehand. That's sort of the way we've been doing it for 15 or 20 years or something like that. So yeah, that'll be fun. And I do love Cirque. What else? Saw my friend Dawn on the weekend on Saturday. Today is Monday, June 3rd. So Dawn and I got together on June 1st. I hadn't seen her for a few weeks. I hadn't seen her since before I went to London. Yeah. And she had surgery on the arm that she broke on April 1st, around April 19th. And so she's having some, not necessarily complications from the surgery, because I think the surgery went well, everything went well. They put a plate in her arm, but she is having tremendous emotional difficulty dealing with the fact that she's got a piece of metal in her arm. It's totally freaking her out. And she's very, very squeamish. And so, she has to bathe the arm, and she has to, do things with her wrist, just to care for the wound, like the incision and all that stuff, which has not yet completely healed since her surgery. And she's totally grossed out by the incision and all of that stuff. And she's having a real lot of trouble psychologically and emotionally dealing with with the arm now. Like the cast came off, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and you know, she does exercises every day, and she finds it really, really hard. And you know, I asked her, well, you know, like how strong is the arm? And so she pressed her fingers against me, and it was like a butterfly touch. And she said, that's as much as I can press. And it's not because it hurts. It doesn't hurt. It's, she's afraid that she's going to re-injure herself if she does more work or something like that. Anyway, so she's having tremendous trouble coming to terms with the, you know, accident that she had, and like she had slipped and fallen on some ice, and she's just having tremendous trouble dealing with this. And she's, you know, mentally she you know, thinks, she's starting to think that, I might never be able to use my arm. So that just, and it's her right arm, and she's right-handed. You know, so she's just sort of, I don't know, she's just having some real troubles. And whether it's physical or psychosomatic, it doesn't matter, because it has a real effect on her ability to cope with what's happening, and with, you know, getting better, and what she can force herself to do in terms of pushing herself. What the heck is this? 3857? Yep, looks like it. Unless there's a 3357. Nope. Okay, it's 3857. Okay. All right. You know, these are not bad, actually. Like, we'll see what they're like to use, but I'm actually growing fond of these little containers. They're easy to fill. I wasn't sure if they would be. They're easy to fill. They hold 4 bags. So that's good. It's all good. What's this? 816. What? Oh, no, it's not. It's 918. 918. Okay. But you see how I could make that mistake. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Yes, so I saw Dawn. What else did I do? I've been talking to Margaret, my friend who lost her sister and her partner. So we've been chatting quite a bit. I don't think we've gotten together since did we get together? I don't think we've gotten together since I got back from, did we? We probably did the first week that I was back. And I'm going to be seeing my friend Carol later this week. And I'm going to be seeing my friend Carolyn later this week. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And Dawn as well. We're going to get together on Friday, Carolyn and Dawn and I. So it's going to be a social week ahead. And that's good. So what else have I been doing? Okay, so when I came back from London, I spent a few days diamond painting, and I finished, what did I finish? When did I finish the Huracan stained glass flower? I can't remember exactly, but I shot the post-completion video for it since I came back. So I think I finished it since I came back. And then I just had the Japanese princess to work on. And so, but after the stained glass flower, and that one was just so bad with the popping drills and everything, it just put me off diamond painting. And so I didn't diamond paint for a few days. And so I spent spent a few days getting caught up. 3863. Okay. I spent a few days. Oh, what did I? Oh, I didn't cap that one. Okay. There we go. 918. I spent a few days just watching Netflix and getting caught up on a few shows. So I was a total couch potato. I haven't been a couch potato for so long, and I produced a whole bunch of videos. So I had shot a whole bunch of videos the first week that I came back, and then last week, there's a purple one in here that doesn't belong. There we go. Oh, and it has little feet. So it's actually a trash drill. Okay. I've noticed a bunch of trash, like just, like garbage. Just the little, bits of resin. I haven't noticed bad drills. So I'm hoping that I won't find bad drills, but we'll see. The drills are nice and shiny. I'm still finding that, and I haven't found any oily ones or anything like that, so that's all good. Yeah, so I took the longest break from diamond painting that I have taken since August last year when I first started. And it wasn't that, I was off diamond painting. It was just, I just needed a little bit of break from it. Like I was looking forward to finishing the princess and looking forward to, unboxing the rest of my kits that arrived. But I just needed some time to do some other stuff. And so that's why I got caught up on Netflix stuff. So that was nice. But now it'll probably be weeks before I watch any Netflix anymore. Because I got my fix. I got my fix. And I binged on it, and now I don't need to watch for a long time. What is this? 8:26. There we go. Oh, this is the first blue that I've gotten. There's another blue here. 161. So. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I have been leading a singularly unexciting life for the last little while. So I don't have a lot to talk about. So I think it's time for me to go back to YouTube tag questions. So let me just get them out here. This is my list of how many? 371. And the last time I did this, I left off at number 74. So, number 75. Who is the first person you call when something horrible happens? Well, I'm very pleased to say that my life is not one where horrible things usually happen. But if something horrible were to happen, I would probably call my daughter first. And then after my daughter, probably Carolyn, Dawn, or Gail. Actually, I would talk to all of them, but I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know who I would call first. It would depend on what the horrible thing is. So yeah, that's who it would be. Who is the worst, oh my goodness. Who is the worst boss you've ever had? Well, I've had I've had a number of bad bosses, not as many as some people. I consider myself fairly lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can fit all of these in there. This is 647. Okay. Yeah, I've had a number of bad bosses. let's see. I had a boss when I was in university. I worked in an insurance agency. I was the accounts receivable person and receptionist, evening receptionist, while I was in university. Like, while I was going to school, I worked, I don't know, anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week. Just catching up, doing the accounting for accounts receivable, and I also did the accounts payable to the insurance companies. So, like my boss would collect premiums from his company, and then we would get these statements from all the insurance companies that he was a broker for, and every month we'd get these statements of what we owed them. Oh, just a second. Pippi spent almost all day today in the bedroom. I don't know why. She just wanted to be in the bedroom all day long. Maybe because it was rainy, I don't know. And she wanted to go out for a WALK just before I started recording this. And we went out the back door of the condo building, and we didn't even make it to the front of the building, because when she wants to go out the back door, it's because she just wants to go have a quick pee and then come back in. She didn't pee. There was something outside that disturbed her, because instead of just walking to the front of the building and us going in the front doors of the building, which is what we usually do when she just needs a quick pee, she turned around and dragged me back to the back door of the building, the back entrance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 3864. All right. Yeah, she dragged me back to the back door of the building and came back. We went back inside. So I don't know. She's been doing that lately. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a dog thing. She's never done it before in the 2 years that I've had her. So I don't understand what's going on with her, but there you go. Every now and again, often it's when it's the kind of weather that thunder might be brewing. She doesn't like thunder. And she doesn't like rain unless she's got her raincoat on. She didn't have her raincoat on. I don't even know where her raincoat is. I took it. Oh, it's probably in the bag for London, because I know I took it to London. Anyway. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with her now. She's just walking back and forth across the living area in the condo. Going to the front window, coming back to me, going to the front window, coming back to me. She probably wants to go outside. Do you want to go outside? You want to go outside, baby girl? Oh, that's a big yes. Okay, so I think I can finish this. That was not an impassioned yes that I got from her. She'll start to yip when she seriously wants to go. So I'll do as much more as I can, but I might have to break for a bit. Okay, 353. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what I was talking about. I just can't remember. Oh, I was doing the YouTube questions. So, worst bosses. Okay, so anyway, so there was this guy I worked for at the insurance agency, and I was not bad looking when I was young. And so this guy, who was in his 30s, used to make comments to his clients about, like, he had a lot of commercial clients. And so, you know, like when he had a commercial client in, if I was there, I would, you know, I'd be the one who would carry in coffee or whatever, make coffee, take it in for them. And he would, you know, make these comments to his clients, almost suggesting that we were having an inappropriate relationship. And like, I was young. I think I started working for him when I was about 19 or 20. I worked for him for about 4 years. It was completely inappropriate what he was doing. But at the time, I didn't know that. It made me really uncomfortable, but I didn't know that it was just dead on wrong. And so I didn't, you know, I never raised it with him or anything like that. But I'm sure a lot of his clients thought that, you know, I was more than his receptionist, which I wasn't, because his wife was one of my best friends. Now, they had separated or divorced by now, but you know, like his wife was one of my best friends, and I spent a lot of time with his kids who were little at the time. I remember hanging out with his mom, with his ex-wife one weekend, and their son was he was a husky boy, and 3689. Okay, their son was a husky boy, so they had to buy his wife, whose name was also Rose. She's the only friend I've ever had named Rose. Anyway, she had to buy him like big jeans, which then, you know, for men, and this was when he was, I think he was 6, and she was buying him like size 32 jeans or something like that. He was a big boy. Tippy, hey, settle down. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop. She had bought him big jeans, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take him to the seamstress to have them, you know, hemmed." And I said, "I can have those for you." So I distinctly remember us sitting there one night drinking wine or whatever, while I hemmed a pair of pants for her son, whose name now escapes me, started with T. 758. Anyway, so that was bad. And then when I was working in the government, I had a number of really bad bosses. But I'd say the two that stick in my memory the most are a guy who I worked with when I was still not permanent in the government. I was on what's called a term, so I had, you know, I'd been working in the government for a couple of years, but I didn't have a permanent job. So, you know, my situation was precarious. So I was applying for every permanent job that I thought I qualified for. And a job came up in the group that I was working with, working for my boss's boss. And I'd been taking courses because I have a degree in psychology. I did not have any kind of degree in finance, but the way my life was going, I was getting all these jobs in finance. So, and it was doing finance for the Department of Fisheries and Oceans. It was, anyway, I worked in the finance department as a clerk, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And this was as an officer, a junior officer, but an officer, a finance officer. And so, you know, I had taken a few university courses so that I would have some background in finance and accounting. Anyway, because I had thought maybe I'll get an accounting degree of some sort. Anyway, I never did. But what color is this? 793. But anyway, so a job had come up. So I'd put my name in for it. And I have always prided myself on getting jobs because I'm good, not because I know somebody. And certainly not because I do anybody any kind of favors. So I was studying really hard to, qualify there's a written test for jobs like that. I wanted to pass the written test, and then I wanted to do, an outstanding interview. So, I was studying really hard. And I fully intended to get this job on my own merits. Well, one day, my boss came up to me. Oh, but meanwhile, I was applying for other jobs in the government because, in case I didn't get it, I didn't want that to be, the only option that I was trying for. So anyway, I got an offer from another department, and or I got an invitation to an interview from another department. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can fit all of those in. Okay, and so I had to give him as a reference when they finally offered me the job, and he said to me, and again, this job in the other department was another term job. So again, I didn't have the permanency that I wanted, but it was better than what I had, because the term that I had at Fisheries and Oceans was expiring like in a month or two. Anyway, and I didn't have any certainty that I'd be given something else there. So I had to find another job. Anyway, so I told my boss, look, I have to give your name for a reference because there's so much detritus with this these 310s. They don't look like the best quality, unfortunately. Anyway, a lot of trash. I'm not sure that the bottoms are flat. They might be concave. I saw at least one that was concave. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, they're cupped. Some of them, not all of them. I don't know if they'll be usable. We'll see. Ah, that's a disappointment. If they're not usable, I'm gonna... Oh, see? That wasn't as bad as it might have been. If they're not usable, I'll just cannibalize another set, another drill kit, and for another diamond painting, and use them, because I definitely want to finish this for my father. So I will be ruthless in getting rid of drills that are no good. Yeah, anyway, so he says to me, he was constantly like touching me, which I hated. And like, not in a, well, any way that he would touch me would be inappropriate, but not, touching my butt or touching, personal bits, but just, coming up behind me and putting his hand on my shoulder kind of thing while I was sitting at my desk. I just hated that. Anyway, he said to me, well, I don't know why you applied for a job somewhere else. He says, because I'm going to make sure that you get the job in the director's office. And he said, because I've done this for people in the past, made sure that they got the jobs. I was so crazy offended that first off, he would think that I wasn't good enough to get the job on my own. But second off, that I would be unethical enough to accept a job that I didn't win fairly. I was beyond offended. And so that day I wrote to HR and I said, I am withdrawing from that competition. So now I had, again, no certainty of permanency, And even though he had promised me permanency, there was no way I would accept a permanent job from him. No way. Or that I won in an underhanded way. Or got in an underhanded way, because it wouldn't have been winning. It would have been cheating, even if it wasn't me cheating. Anyway, so I left, and I never looked back. So that was one. And then the other one, I actually think I've talked to you about her before. She was the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde woman who I worked for. She came in to replace my boss's boss when I was at Canada Border Services Agency, and she was just crazy. Like, literally, I think she was crazy. Looney Tunes crazy. 8:42. Okay, I'm almost done. Whoops. Oh, I just cracked the container. All right, so what am I going to do with that? I am going to take some clear tape. I'm going to take some clear packing tape, and I'm just going to wrap the container in the clear packing tape. And there we go. It's not elegant, but... And do I have to cut the tape? I do need to cut the tape a little bit. I'm going to wrap it all the way around. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Because I want to be able to remove the label from this. So, I don't know what you can see. Okay, that's good enough. So it's wrapped on two sides. Good enough. I have now all my supplies that I will ever need for diamond painting close at hand. An IKEA haul that I did a few weeks ago. Well, it's probably a month or more ago now. Best thing ever. I got some amazing stuff. Anyway, so those were my worst bosses ever. Nat, Ted Ross, and Mary Ellen. Okay. Can you close your eyes and raise your eyebrows? What? I don't know. I'm going to try. Yes, I can. No problem. I didn't realize that that was a thing that people had trouble with. I have no trouble with that. I don't know if that makes me weird or not. All right, next question. Can you do a split? I am 57 years old. I have never in my life been able to do the splits. The only splits I've ever done are the back of my pants. Yeah, no, just not that flexible. Never have been. Can you touch your nose with your tongue? Okay. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to attempt it. But I think I'll need to concentrate, so I want to make sure I get this done first. Actually, I'll do it now. Nope, can't do it. Tongue's not long enough. Nope. Okay, can you whistle? Yes, I can. Not well, but I can. And I can, sometimes I can, do a wolf whistle. Not the, not the one that construction workers do, but I can, put my finger in my mouth and and make a very loud whistle. I don't know what kind of whistle you call that, but anyway, I can do that. I'm not going to do it because it's super, super loud. Can you dance? Why, yes, I can. And I'm very good at it. Do you remember your dreams? Nope, I do not. I might remember one dream every 6 or 8 months. I occasionally will remember a nightmare, but I haven't had a nightmare for such a long time. 801. So no, I have not remembered a dream. Oh, you know what? There was one that I had probably in the last 2 or 3 months. And I remembered it long enough to tell my psychologist that, hey, I had a dream that I remember. At least I remembered it when I woke up. I don't remember it now. I still don't remember it now. But anyway, but that was a big freaking deal for me to remember a dream. Anyway, do you save old greeting cards and letters or throw them away? Well, yes and yes. I have a few greeting cards. I have greeting cards that my father gave me. I have greeting cards that my daughter gave me. I used to keep all my cards, but I had a humongous house with a humongous basement and, 2 floors that I never used. Well, 1.5 floors that I never used. And, because I used half of the second floor. Anyway, plus a basement, a full basement that was just for storage. So I space was not at a premium. One of the things that I did when I moved into the oh, what the heck? What's this? This is not 161. This is 801. Oops. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. All right. Yeah, so I used to keep all that stuff. I have since gone through and gotten rid of things. And just before April 30th, a few days before, when I was getting ready to do my income taxes for last year, 801, there we go. Yeah, while I was getting ready to do my income taxes, what's this? That's 161. Okay. Oops. These are staticky. You see how they're clinging? Those are the 801s that I just did. They're clinging to the sides of the container. I did a KonMari of my paperwork, just of my paperwork. I know you're supposed to start with your clothes, but I didn't need clothes to do my taxes. I did need to find papers, so I figured since I had to go through a whole bunch of papers anyway, I would go through every piece of paper I had and KonMari the heck out of it. And I got rid of a lot of greeting cards at that point, like birthday cards that I'd been keeping from some of my best friends and stuff like that. I got rid of a bunch of stuff that my daughter had done too, but I took pictures of everything that my daughter had done. And I texted her to see if she wanted it. Like, because it wasn't just, I didn't get rid of any of her cards, but I did get rid of, some of the fridge art and, just school stuff from when she was little, and asked her, do you want me to keep it or what? And no, she said, just get rid of it. But she said, yeah, keep a picture of it. So I did. Yeah, so now, but from now on, going forward, I'm only going to keep stuff from my dad and my daughter, pretty much. Unless there's something exceptionally funny or, oh, and my sister-in-law, well, yeah, my sister-in-law, my brother's, or my husband, my ex-husband's brother's wife, she makes custom greeting cards and photo booklets and things like that. They are works of art, and so I keep every card that she's ever made for me. She goes like crazy making me these cards, and it's just they're just exquisite. I should show you the photo book that she made for me a few years ago for Christmas. I'm still in the draw at my ex-husband's family's Christmas, and so because they draw names to see who buys for whom, and so there was one year that she got me, and I got this phenomenal photo book that she had made. It was, oh my God, it was just so exquisite. Anyway, I still haven't put anything in it because I haven't printed any photographs. I should actually go through my old photos. That is one of my to-dos, is to go through my old photographs and put a bunch of them in that photo book that she made for me. Another stray. Is that a good stray or a bad stray? Not that I'm going to do anything with it, but I keep my trash in one container, and I keep my lost drills, just drills that I pick up or drills that were stowaways in another color's bag. I keep those in a different container because they're perfect. Anyway, yeah, so I will keep those kinds of greeting cards, but that's it. What else? Do you sing in the shower? Only if there's a song playing that I like. Like, I won't just sing without there being a song playing. One of the things that charms me so much about my father is that he sings a lot. He sings so much, and it's not that he has a good voice or anything like that, but I'm just so happy to hear him happy, and because he sings these happy songs, and yeah. Anyway, so there you go. Do you sleep with the lights on or off? Yes. I sleep both ways. If I am reading a book, I will sleep with the lights on because I fall asleep reading my book. And the lights bother me not at all. If I turn off the light and I'm just, like checking my email or something like that before bed, then I sleep with the lights off. It doesn't seem to make any difference to the quality of my sleep whether I sleep with the light on or off. Okay, these are really, oh my goodness, they're really, really staticky. I'll have to go through and put some dryer sheet bits in. If I had remembered, I would have put them in at the beginning so that the drills were on top of the dryer sheet. But oh well. I can pour them onto a dryer sheet as I'm dispensing them. And that'll deal with the static. But it makes them hard to control. Okay, do you spell the color as gray or gray? Well, that's interesting. I spell the color as do you spell the color as gray, G-R-E-Y, or gray, G-R-A-Y? For the color, I use I use G-R-E-Y. That's true, yeah. I don't know why, because I think I learned it as Gray, but I think I just, now maybe I do both. I don't know. I don't think it really makes that much difference. As far as I'm concerned, they're both correct. Somebody might know the etymology of gray versus gray. And if you do, I would certainly be interested in whether one of them is more correct than another, or maybe one of them is American and the other one is, you know, British spelling. I don't know. Okay. Next color. Do you take any pills or medication daily? The only thing I take daily are my vitamins. That's it. In the summer, I often have to take Benadryl because, well, now I take Claritin because it's non-drowsy, but I have an allergy to the sun. So I can't be out in the sun without getting a rash that lasts hours. So, so I pretty much live on Benadryl or Claritin during the summer. Okay, so do you prefer kissing or cuddling? Oh my God. It has been so long since I've been involved in either one, because I'm a single lady. I'm a single lady who likes being single and alone. So, yeah, no answer to that. I think I preferred cuddling, though. All right. Do you prefer that people shoot straight with you or temper their words? Why? I would say... Wait a minute. Oh, that's another 815. It's not going to fit. Okay. That's fine. All right. And then I have 318. Oh, and I have a lot of 318. Okay. So there we go. Those are all my spares. All right. So I now have my diamond painting ready to go. And I think I want to do this differently. Hold on. Because I want to have as many of these available to view as possible. Oh, you know what? Yeah, all right. Okay, because I've never worked with these before, I'm trying to figure out what will work best in terms of having them laid out. So I'm going to try putting them this way. I don't think there'll be any more that fit this way than the other way, but it might be a little bit easier to access some of them. Ooh, I might be able to do this. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. I've got all my drills. They'll fit upright in here like this. I can see most of the numbers. There we go. All right, I can see most of them. what I'm gonna, I wonder when I'll get to use that 3607, because once that's empty, once that's all used up, then I can get rid of that, and then I will be able to lay down 2 of these this way and be done with it. Okay, that's it. So now all I need to do is put these in proper order according to symbol, which is going to be difficult to do because there's very few letters and so forth. So I've got E, E, another E, yeah, they're jammed in here too tight. G, let's see, oh, D, what other letters do I have? I have J, I have an @ sign, I have an ampersand, let's see, nope. Yeah, I don't like the symbols because they're not alphanumeric. I like my alphanumeric symbols. Okay, that's a bow tie. Okay, I got a question mark. What is that? I'm going to say that's an S. Question mark, let's see, what's this? 5. This is the hardest part, is then finding the right order for things. So I'm putting all of my keyboard symbols down here, and then what am I going to do? And then I will take my, okay, that's a $sign. Okay. All right, so then let's see, then I'll take what I call common shapes. So these are shapes that I've seen in other diamond paintings. So I've got the bow tie. Oh, that's an M. Okay. I can put that here. I can put the V there, the $sign moves, because these are jammed in here very tight. I have no idea what this is. What is that? I want to call that an L. Oops. Yeah, I'm not sure I love the way these fit in here. All right, so that's fairly common, that's fairly common, that's fairly common. Let's do arrows now. There's an arrow. Because I have to put these in order that makes sense to me. of an arrow. Oh my goodness, I've got 2 bow ties. So this bow tie goes here. There we go. Jelly roll, there's another arrow. Okay, there we go. That is my kit. I don't like that. So, I'm going to turn these again. There we go. All right. Okay, so there's my kit, all organized according to an order that makes sense to me. It may not make sense to other people, but I've got all my letters. I've got my 1 number. I've got my keyboard symbols. I've got my triangle thingies. I've got, I call that a nipple. Got my star. I got my, I guess that is a, what is that? That's a target. Bullseye. Another arrow, arrow, TP, jelly roll. I have no idea what that is. Another triangle, there we go. Then we've got, I don't know what that is. Yeah, okay, so I have a symbol, or I have a system for all of my drills. So that's it. The project is pretty much kitted up. I'm just going to put my red tray back where it belongs. And so what I have here is Ferrero Rocher box lid. And so what I do now is I take all of these drills and I put them in here in DMC order. And so when I need a spare drill, like when I need to go to my spares, I know exactly where to find them. So they're all rolled up. What's this? 815. Oh my God. I don't know what that is. 918. 977. 301. 976. 758. What's that? Oh. All right. 3072. 3866. What's this? 828. 356. 430. 433. And 842. There we go. Oops. Okay, and that just goes in the drawer right beside me, so I can reach in easily and grab diamonds when I need them. This, I'll use a little bit of hand sanitizer to get the pen off, and then this bag will be ready for use again. And that's it. I can start drilling my golden mermaid. So the way I start is I pull up, hold on, let me just get ready here. And then Pippi and I will go out for a walk and I will finish this video. I pull this up 3 inches. I'll start on the left-hand side here. All right, let me just reorient this camera. And again, I do 3 inches at a time because my hands are small, and 3 inches will make sure that when I rest my palm, like when I rest this part of my hand, the heel of my hand, it will rest on something that's already been painted, diamond painted, and I won't be putting my hands on top of the adhesive. Okay, so there is one more thing I'm going to have to do, and that is washi tape. Let's see. I like to be very precise about this. So, there we go. That's the 3 inches. I want to make sure it's folded along the same line so that I don't have a row that's done partially. And I just pull this one back as well. And I know you can't see the other side of it, but it is what it is. Okay, there we go. I'm ready to start drilling. I'll get my washi tape. And I know some people get all fancy and color code their washi tapes to the diamond painting that they're doing. I don't care. And I'm not going to bother because this will be framed. I'm not going to bother, and so I will be cutting off the excessive glue. So I'm not going to bother cutting this extra glue off. Okay, I have to stand up so I get a better perspective on what I'm doing. And that's about as perfect as I can get it. There we go. And the glue does not extend beyond the edges of the drill area on the left-hand side of it, because I've got this upside down, so this is the left-hand side of the canvas over here. It's perfectly aligned with the edge of the drill area, but here it's not. Here it extends beyond, but I don't want to cover that in washi tape, because you see how the paper extends to cover the symbol? Well, the washi tape would need to cover those symbols, so I will use clear tape there. Even though I will never refer to these symbols again, when I'm finished the diamond painting and frame it, what I will do is cut off the, when I cut off the edges, I actually keep this strip as my guide for if ever a diamond comes loose, I can look on the guide and know exactly what color drill to use. since it's invisible tape, I can't tell where I've laid it. All right. Okay, that's good enough for now. I'll do the rest when I get there. Okay, so that's it. When I come back from my walk, I will be able to start drilling. Yeah, okay, it's all good. So thanks everybody for sitting through this. I hope you found it interesting or soothing or whatever. I hope you got a lot done on whatever project you were working on. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you have any comments on anything, please leave them down below. All right, now that's the sound she makes when she really has to go. I've got to cut this off right now. Bye-bye.